Brendan Allen versus Tom Breese takes place on the prelims of UFC Fight Night 169 on ESPN Plus 27. Norfolk. Benavidez versus Figueiredo this weekend. I can't wait for this fight. This is a big middleweight matchup between two big middleweight prospects. You've got one of them 6'2". It's a big guy for middleweight. Another one 6'3", and Tom Breese, an even bigger guy for middleweight. These are some talents. They're still young in their careers, even though Tom Breese feels like he's been around for ages. He hasn't been too active, and he's still 28 years old. He came into UFC when he was very young. Okay, a lot of people don't realise this. He's been around for ages. You expect him to be a little bit older. Still only 28, so he's still got time to make use of his career and earn a little bit of money for himself, which is a good thing, I guess, because after all those injuries, you'd hate for him to go out like that with his career. I feel as though Brendan Allen is going to win this fight. I really do credit a win over Kevin Holland. I really do. Kevin Holland was on a bit of a spree. He was on a three-fight win streak in a row, I believe. Split decisions, every single one of them, but either way, you know, it's basically half a win each time, so that's still a good resume. A 1.5 win streak. Sign me up, to be honest with you. That's a good win. Kevin Holland beat some decent guys in the UFC, including going to a decision against Thiago Santos and almost submitting him multiple times in a short notice bout. Kevin Holland's a beast. Brendan Allen went out there and did what Thiago Santos couldn't do. I was very impressed by it. Very impressed. And I'm also very impressed by some of Brendan Allen's wins outside of the UFC. He last fought a guy 6-1, before that 8-1, before that 7-0. Like, these are decent contenders that he's taken on outside the UFC, and he's headlining these events as champion, which I really do like before you get into the UFC. If I see that you're headlining events in LFA or some of your outside promotions, you're headlining a Cage Warriors event in your hometown, I like hearing that, because sometimes when guys get to the UFC and they've kind of had a bit of an under-the-radar career, and then all of a sudden they're on the big stage in front of everyone, everyone's watching them, they feel the pressure. I don't like that sometimes. And I like that Brendan Allen has already had the headliner experience. And I do credit a lot of guys that come up that way, because it's a good thing to have. It's a good experience to have. A big crowd watching you. Can't ask for much more than that. A lot of these guys coming into the UFC, I mean, they get in by fucking fighting at weddings and shit, like fighting at whatever, funerals or whatever, I don't know, but there's these weird shows in America where you have these circle tables. I have no idea what you guys do over there. It's really weird, to be honest with you. These guys fight in the middle of a cage and there's like a dinner party going on outside. No idea what that is in America, but I see it a lot with some of these guys, and then they get to the UFC and they shit their pants on live stage. Allen's got the experience in the spotlight. I like it very much. I know he's lost to some guys. He's fought very good guys, to be fair. He's had a fight with 10-6 guy, 5-0, 9-1, 7-0, 19-12. That's experience. 5-1, 18-8, 4-0. Oh, he lost to Trevin Giles. I didn't even know that. That's very interesting. Good to know. And he lost by rear naked choke in the second round. Okay, that changes my opinion, but I'm going to go with Brendan Allen here. He's the younger guy coming into this one, 24 years old, still improving rapidly between every single fight. He's got activity on his side, but Tom Breese, on the other hand, is very good. I like all of the things towards Brendan Allen. I'm leaning towards Brendan Allen. I think he's going to win this fight, and I think he's actually going to finish this fight by TKO. However, Tom Breese is not to be fucked with, okay? I know he beat Daniel Kelly. It's not the best of wins, but he also beat Keita Nakamura and Cathal Pendred. Cathal Pendred was 17-3 when Tom Breese beat him, you know? Louis Dutra Jr., you know, he's 4-1 in the UFC. That's a respectable record. That's better than Magomed Ankalaev. And I know he's from a different era because he had a lot of his fights in 2016. He has been very unlucky with injuries and his opponents getting injured as well. Very unlucky. He was supposed to fight in 2017. He got injured, had to call off the fight, and that didn't happen. Then he fought Daniel Kelly and won by first round KO. And then he had another fight with Cesar Ferreira, and that thing didn't happen at the end of 2018. And then Alessio De Chirico, March 2019. Chirico pulled out. They tried to replace it with Ferreira. Ferreira pulled out. They tried to replace it with Ian Heinisch. Heinisch fell out, or I think actually eventually Tom Breese fell out. I don't even remember the series of events. But there were 3 opponents all listed to fight Tom Breese, and none of it ended up working. Then he didn't get to fight Andy Clamp, whoever the fuck that is, in July of 2019. It's been crazy for him. It really has. And now, what I do like about Tom Breese is that he understands that he's not been active recently. And he understands that that's going to be somewhat of a problem against the young streaking contender in Brendan Allen. So before he's came back, now that he's healthy, he's entered into some bouts. He's entered into 2 different grappling bouts. One with Andy Clamp, one with Lee Chadwick. I know, but they're 2 competitive bouts. That's something that Sean O'Malley was doing recently. Sean O'Malley's been entering into a lot of grappling competitions to keep himself sort of in that vibe of being able to perform in front of a crowd, because you can lose that. I know Dominic Cruz says ring rust isn't real, but it is, though. You know, I know Dominic Cruz likes to sound cool by saying that ring rust isn't real, but it really is. Like, it's... Of course it's fucking real. We notice it over and over and over again in the sport. Just because one guy manages to win a razor-close fight against TJ Dillashaw after a long layoff does not mean that ring rust now isn't real for anyone in the UFC. It doesn't make any sense. Either way, Dominic Cruz, moving on. I'm not even talking to Dominic Cruz. I'm talking to you guys. Brendan Allen's going to win this fight. I like his opponents. I don't like the recent activity of Tom Breese. He's been injured a lot. He's had a lot of fights fall out. He's a big guy, and he's got big punches. I just feel like the activity of Brendan Allen, I like the way his career is going right now. He's on a massive streak. I feel like he's going to get the best of Tom Breese. But I'd be happy if Tom Breese wins. Listen, Tom Breese from the UK. He's from England, from Birmingham. Same place as Leon Edwards. He's one of those sounding guys. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind if he won. It'd be cool. Good for the UK. Big win. He'd be the next guy up at middleweight. But I feel like Brendan Allen's going to take this one. But, you know, maybe I'll get it wrong. Who knows? Because the last time I bet against a British guy and bet on an American, Tyson Fury beat the shit out of Deontay Wilder. So maybe I shouldn't follow down that road. No, I'm going to reverse psychology myself. I'm going with Tom Breese. I think he's going to get a submit. No, he's not going to submit him. There's no way he submits. No. Brendan Allen is going to win. He's going to submit. He's not going to submit Tom Breese. I think he's going to TKO Tom Breese in the 2nd to 3rd round. One of those 2. In the second half of the fight, he's going to find the TKO finish. I feel like Tom Breese is not going to be a so... You know what? I'm going 1st round for Brendan Allen. Tom Breese hasn't been in the cage for about a year and a fucking half, maybe even 2 years. He's going to get in there. He's going to be a little bit shaken up on the feet. And Brendan Allen, who's been active and is a young kid, full of confidence on a massive streak, is going to come out there and put hands on a non-acclimatized Tom Breese in the 1st round. That's what's going to happen. Brendan Allen's going to win. This is a fight I want people to pay attention to as well, because the winner of this one, there is a ritual, sacrificial process going on in the UFC middleweight division, and the UFC is just killing off every single fucking contender that they have. Okay, and there's been a lot of it recently. I mean, just recently, Marvin Vettori versus Darren Stewart's happening at UFC London. You've got Carl Roberson versus Krzysztof Jotko happening at UFC 249. Another 2 contenders killing each other off. You've got Eric Anders versus someone. I can't remember who Eric Anders is facing, but he is facing another contender coming off 2 wins. Ed Herman versus Eric Anders, I believe, is a fight that's happening. So yeah, that's confusing as well, but that's happening. Cool. Very, like, they're just killing off every single contender that they have, and I love it. I love the carnage. I love the chaos. I love the squeamishness. Whoever loses out of all of these contenders that are taken, they're gone. They're gone for 2 years until they build themselves back up. Whoever wins, it's off to the races. And I feel like if Brendan Allen gets a big win here, you know, there's guys around, is all I'm trying to say. There's just guys around in the division. Oh, no, wait. Eric Anders is fighting Jotko. What am I talking about? Okay, he's not fighting... Ed Herman, eh? No, but Ed Herman's fighting... I don't know what's going on in the middleweight division right now, to be honest with you. However, if Brendan Allen was to win, it'd put himself in a very good position right now. It'd probably slide himself up to number 22 ranked in the division, which for having only 2 fights is a very good... I mean, you've climbed yourself up there very well if that's the case. Brendan Allen will race through the division, and maybe we'll get another young contender on our hands, potentially, to take on a guy like Omari Akhmedov, because I know for a fact that no one in the rankings is going to accept a fight versus Omari Akhmedov because there's nothing to gain, no one knows who he is, and he's an absolute savage. That's a dangerous fight. So, if Brendan Allen wins and wants to take a challenge against Akhmedov, because no one else is fighting him, I'm sure Akhmedov will oblige, because he has nothing else on his plate right now, And that would be an amazing move by Brendan Allen to skyrocket up the rankings. Maybe even Tom Breese. Who knows? I'm looking forward to it. I don't mind who wins. I'm kind of rooting for Tom Breese because he's from England. However, I feel like the activity, the youth, you know, the skills we've seen so far from Brendan Allen are really going to make him win this one. He's going to come out there in the first round and catch an out-of-focus Tom Breese who hasn't been in the cage for about 2 years. And finish him real nice and early. I'm rooting for Brendan Allen. Here we go. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. Goodbye. See you later. And the loser of this fight can maybe take on... who fucking cares, though? You know what I mean? Maybe Zach Cummins? I don't know. Andrew Sanchez? Gerald Meerschaert, Deron Win winner? No, maybe the winner of this takes on the Gerald Meerschaert versus Deron Win. Wait, how many middleweights are there? Okay, there's only 50 middleweights in the UFC. That is not a lot. How many fucking bantam... I'm sure there's way more featherweights and bantamweights, surely. That's a women's featherweight division I'm going to right now. I don't know why I've done that, but it has happened. Okay, there's 66. Yeah, middleweight division's quite shallow, so I'm actually not surprised that Tom Breese has managed to climb himself all the way up to number 20-something in only 2 fights. Good on you, Tom Breese. Not Tom Breese, Brendan Allen. I'm messing up so many fucking names. I'm so annoyed. Brendan Allen's gonna win by first round. I said like and subscribe about 2 fucking minutes ago. What is going on in my fucking brain? I swear to God, I think I have the coronavirus. I'm serious. Brendan Allen's going to win in the first round. Even though Tom Breese is from the UK, I think he's going to lose. There you go. But I'm rooting for him. See you later.